Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, it's me, Miles, PartridgeFitness, and I'm pleased to say I'm finally back again. I know it was like a year or something, freaking long time, but yeah, I'm back. I was in the Marine Corps, now I'm out, and moved on in life. I'm a personal trainer now. Well, who would have guessed? So, today we got our upper body stretches. I know it's been like a year you've been waiting for it, right? So we finally got it. I split it up into 7 categories. Chest, back, which is upper and lower, abs, and obliques, shoulders, neck, forearms, and biceps. So, once again, just a little disclaimer, these are not all the stretches in the world. These are not, maybe not even the best stretches, but these are my favorite stretches that I like to use, some pre and post-workout, and just on days where I'm not really doing anything. Alright, let's get started. First one is, oh, by the way, all you really need is like a chair in a wall corner or something vertical that's stable. So yeah, first one, the chest. And this is not only chest, there's some shoulders and other stuff mixed in with it too, but mainly chest. Alright, so first one is the wall stretch. So I'm going to demonstrate it on the chair because I don't want to move the camera around and make it all blurry and crap. So imagine this is a wall. Alright, there's a face here and the other corner right there. This is the corner. All you're doing is placing your elbow on the wall and just letting your chest stretch. You're pulling your elbow back and your chest to the front, okay? If you were standing up, you'd be here with this foot back, your arm is on the wall, and you're pulling it back, all right? That's gonna stretch out your chest, pretty simple. Second one is using the chair. I like to just, grab onto the corners. The height of the chair doesn't really matter as long as it's not like 1 foot tall. Like, don't use your little kid's chair. Alright, so you're just grabbing the chair, feet out in front, and all you're doing is squatting down, okay? You're leaving your shoulders relaxed. Only muscles I'm really using is my legs to hold me up, but my forearms are flexing to grab the chair. Alright, so here you're actually going to feel in your chest, and also you're going to feel it in your anterior delts. Alright, basically the front of your shoulders as well. So feel in your chest and the front of your shoulders. Alright, make sure your back is straight. You can work different angles. You can, bring your back forward some more, bring it back more, squat down. Just going to work different angles. Next one is your back. Alright, so like I said, I split this into upper and lower back. So first one is pretty simple. You don't have to do it on your knees. I'm just doing it so you can see me better. It's just fingers crossed. Alright, so you're crossing your fingers. Alright, that's not crossing, lacing your fingers and pushing them out, okay? And you're gonna curve your back. Alright, so you're just curving your back right here and pushing, imagining you're pulling your abs in through your back, okay? Just right there. And if you look down, it enhances the stretch. So I felt it all the way from the top of my neck almost down to the bottom of my spine. Next one is going to be, I'm going to put my arms all the way over my head and try to grab your elbows, okay? So my arms overhead, grab my elbows. If you can't do that, grab your forearms, your hands, as far as you can grab, okay? And all I'm going to do is lean a little bit to one side and then to the front, okay? So from the side, leaning a little bit to the side and then to the front. And now you're going to feel that all the way up one side of your erector spinae and your lats, okay? even up through your traps a little bit. So one side, bend to the front. All right. Doesn't take much forward flexion for you to feel this stretch. The same thing on the other side. Arms overhead, bend to one side, lean to the front. All right. Like I said, you're gonna feel it up the other side. All right. Next one is gonna be that you're using your chair again. All right. So my hands are on the chair, just on the corners of the chair. And you can start on your knees, you can start standing up, whichever one. I like to start standing up. So you're gonna spread your legs a little bit, and all I'm doing, keeping my back straight or arched, I'm gonna just bend to the front. You wanna keep your whole arm relaxed except for your elbows. You gotta, flex your triceps so your elbows don't bend. But basically, you're just trying to pull your body down to the ground, but keep your arms straight. Okay. So I actually feel this stretch through my shoulders. If I relax my neck, I'll feel it in my upper neck too. But mostly, you might not think you would, but I feel it mostly in my middle and lower back. Okay. And that's just because the connection of the muscles. Your latissimus dorsi actually connects from your humerus and your scapula, a piece of your scapula, and all the way through your back. So as I'm pulling it up like this, it's stretching those fibers. All right, next one is going to be more lower back. All right, so I like to do this one grabbing my ankles. If you can put your hands under your feet, or under your heels, wherever is most comfortable. But I like to just grab my ankles. Okay, so you're gonna grab your ankles, and knees are slightly bent. Just make it comfortable. It's not about the stretching your hamstrings. So grab your ankles, and all I'm gonna do is try to imagine if I'm trying to stand up, but my hands are just locked. All right, so I'm holding my ankles, and my upper body is trying to stand up, so it puts a curve in my spine. Okay, so relax your neck and just try to stand up. So you're pulling your body up, but you're grabbing your ankles so it's not coming up. So I feel this. I mean, it looks kind of weird, and you might not do it, but that's fine. I actually feel this in my posterior and lateral delts, or side or medial, whatever delt you want to call it. Your posterior and lateral delts, and I feel it all through mostly in my lower back, but through my upper back too, and even in my cervical spine, like my neck. All right. So that's it for back. Next one is abs and obliques. All right. So first one is gonna be what's called a Cobra. Okay. So all I'm doing is show you from the side. All I'm doing is acting like I'm going to do a push-up, but I'm pushing my hips into the ground. Okay, so push your hips into the ground, but your arms stay straight. You're going to walk your hands back as far as you can, comfortably, like you don't want it to hurt. So when you're here, you're going to look up, and you might not feel the stretch yet, but you want to take a deep breath and breathe out. So that's where you're going to feel the stretch mostly, is that deep breath. As your lungs fill with air, it expands your thoracic cavity. So you're going to get that extra little expansion in your abs. Okay? So remember, deep breath when you do that one. Next one is a simple trunk twist. Some people use it as a back stretch. I like to use it as an oblique stretch. All right. So from the side, I'm just sitting down with one leg out, my other foot's on the ground. So the leg that is up, I'm going to stretch across that leg. All right. So I'm not going to stretch like this. I'm going to stretch my body across this way. All right. So almost like I'm trying to pull my abductors, to stretch my abductors. because you will a little bit too, but you're gonna feel it in a little bit in your back and in your obliques as well. All right, I'll show you from this side. Leg up, this leg is straight, arm reaches across. Make sure you're reaching above your elbow. You don't want to go like this, above your elbow, and you're just pushing with your upper arm. Now I feel the stretch in my back, but I also feel it right through here. Okay, it's gonna be your obliques. And last one for abs is very simple. It is deep breathing. All right. Too much do people, they're so worried about how they look to other people or in the mirror, you know, superficially, what people think about them, that they'll walk around like this, you know, trying to flex all the time, abs always tight, and you're never going to get a full breath of air like that. So just relax. Relax your stomach, relax your freaking chest, and just take a deep breath. All right, you should be breathing with your stomach anyways. You shouldn't try to breathe with your chest. All right, because there's only so much flexibility in your rib cage. So your diaphragm and your levator scapulae, which is what raises your shoulders, is actually going to assist in your breathing as well. But if you have tight abs, already that's compressing your thoracic cavity, which is your rib cage as well. So there's not going to be as much room for your lungs to expand. All right, so relax your stomach and just breathe. All right, if you're that worried about people looking at your abs or lack of abs, then wear a baggy shirt or don't walk around with your shirt off. Okay. Next one, shoulders. All right, we'll grab my chair back again for this one. So same thing as well as chest. When the shoulder or the chest stretch that I showed you before is also going to be for shoulders. So the one where you're standing up and then you come here, that's good for your anterior delts. Okay. The next one is just going to be a simple one. You're reaching across, and you can reach, grab under your arm or over. Just make sure you're grabbing more proximal to your shoulder as opposed to more towards the wrist. All right, you want to reach on the inside of your elbow, because now you're here, now you're doing a lot of work with this other arm. So you're using your posterior delts to stretch this one while you're working this one, and then you do the opposite thing to this one. Now neither of them are really stretched out. All right, so I like to go under just because it's easier. Now the thing about this stretch is most people just try to grab and pull as hard as they can, and they end up, choking themselves. Or like me, when I do it like just like this, I feel like my freaking humerus is a foam roller for my chest. Now I'm getting a deep tissue massage on my chest, and it hurts. But what you want to do is actually depress your shoulder and then stretch across. So if you're just, like I said, if you're just pulling across with your arm up here, now it's not so much a shoulder stretch as a neck choke. All right, so lower your shoulder, press it down, then reach across, and then stretch. Now you're not actually able to come all the way across, especially if you have a big chest. But even right here, I feel more of a stretch in my posterior delt, or the back of my shoulder. Okay? So just remember that. Depress the shoulder, then reach across and pull. Alright, same thing other side. The other one is your lateral delt, or medial delt, or side delt, or the side of your freaking arm, whatever you want to call it. All I'm doing here is grabbing my hand in the back, and this is going to be anterior and lateral, but just the way you pull your arm is going to be what changes it the most. So I'm just going to grab my hands in the back right here, okay, lacing my fingers, and then I'm going to pull it across with one hand to one side, all right, and just kind of lean your body over, all right. So it's a very simple stretch. Lacing my fingers in the back, bring it to one side, and just trying to kind of elevate that shoulder that you're stretching, and lean to one side. All right. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Bring it across. Just try to raise that shoulder. All right. Very simple. Next one is your neck. Don't kill yourself. All right. Don't think that you need a lot of pressure to do this stretch, because you really don't. Okay. You can actually just get a stretch by active stretching, which is using your opposing muscles to stretch the other muscle group. Okay, so for neck, I have it separated into the lateral portions of your neck, the back of your neck, and then the front, not directly in the middle because that's not a muscle, but right here is your sternocleidomastoid. It's what, like your mastication muscles, and actually no, sorry, it's not, because it's connected to your mastoid process, which it doesn't have anything to do with your mandible. Sorry, I lied. But it's what elevates your head and helps depress, elevate, and lower your head. All right. So first one, laterally, pretty simple. All you're gonna do is bend it to one side. Like me, just doing this, I feel a stretch. Now, when I feel more of a stretch, is by, you can pull your shoulder down either actively, which means just pull it down, or you can get it through aid of something else. So maybe if you're like sitting in a chair, just sit down in the chair and then turn your head to the side and kind of lean. Grab it with your hand, just using my forearm, not actually pulling it down, but lean to one side. All right. And now I feel a stretch all the way through here, all the way from my mastoid process, which is in the side of, like, the back of my head, all the way down to the end of my clavicle. All right. So all the way through there. Same thing on the other side. Just grab the chair, hook the hand, bend your neck to one side, and just let the chair and your body weight do the rest of the work. Feel the stretch all the way up. Now, I'm not trying to rip my arm off or freaking break my neck. Just let it be light. All right. And this is one that you want to progress slowly. You don't want to just, all right, next stretch time, bam, now you're freaking dead. All right. So do it slow. Back of the neck is another one that, actually all the neck stretches you want to do slow. Back of the neck is pretty simple. You can do it actively or with the aid of your other body parts. Just look down. All right. So if you just look down to here, then it's not going to be much of a stretch. You're just actually gonna, for me, it's kind of hard to breathe whenever I just do like this. So pull your head forward, then look down. So that for me is actually not enough. So what I'm going to do, lace my fingers and just lightly pull. Alright? I'm not yanking my neck down. I'm actually just letting my arm's weight pull my head. Okay? So from the front, looks like this. Just grabbing the head, letting it go down. Alright? Next one, like I said, the front of your neck. This one is a combination of two movements. It's just going to be a turn and then a lean. Alright, so I'm turning my head to the side, trying to look all the way over my shoulder, and then I'm going to lean my head to the back. Alright, over the back of my body. So from the side, looks like this. Looking over my shoulder, and then I'm just trying to tilt it to the back. And you can even see my muscle right here pop out, and it's because it's being stretched. Alright, so that's all it really takes. Same thing on the other side. Lean or turn your head to the right, lean it to the back. and you can see the muscle popping out right here. Okay? Next one is forearms. You have basically two, maybe not groups of muscles, but muscle functions in your forearms. I mean, there's, you know, abduction and adduction, but the main functions are flexion and extension, which is us opening your hands and pulling your hand back, and closing your hand and pulling it, you know, towards your body or towards your elbow. All right. So they're pretty simple stretches. You can do them sitting down, wherever. The first one for the extensors, which is the back, that's making your hand open up. All you're gonna do is just lay your hand down and then take your other hand and just lightly push on it. All right. This is gonna stretch the muscles in your wrist and all to the back of your arm. And this one's pretty simple. Just work all angles of it. So fully supinate your arm, which means, you know, turn your palm to the back and then push it down. And then the other way, fully pronate your arm and then pull your hand back. Push it down. Pretty simple. Same thing on the other side. Full supination, push it down with the other hand. Full pronation, push it down with the other hand. All right. And again, just like the neck, these ones don't take much pressure to actually feel the stretch and get an effective stretch. Next one is for the extensors. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can either just grab the fingers like this and then pull it down. I'm just kind of using my body to, you know, hold my upper arm in place and then just pulling it down. Or you can fully extend the arm, then grab the fingers and pull down. This way you feel a little bit more of a stretch actually. Okay. So, like I said, just take this hand, grab over the fingers, push all the way out. Elbow is locked out. Okay. The next one for your flexors is the radial part of your forearm. You're just gonna grab around to the thumb. So if I'm here like this, palm facing towards me, I'm gonna grab over, palm facing away, and then hand out, and then just pull my thumb back. Now you'll feel a little bit more of a stretch on the radial side or lateral side of your forearm. Okay? Next one is one that I actually just recently found out, and it's a bicep stretch. I don't know how long I've been trying to find a way to stretch my biceps, because sometimes when I work like back and bis, my biceps are overactive, and my workouts are like I'm pulling with my biceps instead of my back. So finally found out, and it was funny how simple this stretch is. All right, so I'll show you from the side. You're just sitting in your chair. All right, you want to push yourself all the way to the edge. Like my pelvic bone is hanging off the chair, but my butt muscles are still on the chair. If you don't have that much butt muscles, just keep your pelvic bones on the chair. All right. So I'm gonna grab. You don't have to grab super high for this either. I'm just grabbing right here in the middle, basically. And all I'm gonna do, on the very edge of the chair, I'm just going to stick my chest out and then try to pull my shoulders to the back. All right. So at the same time that I'm trying to push my body forward, I'm pulling my shoulders back. All right, like I'm trying to squeeze a penny in between my shoulder blades in the back. It also helps if you flex your triceps as well. So you're pulling your shoulders back, flexing your triceps, pushing your chest into your stomach forward, and I can actually feel the stretch all the way up through my anterior delts, a little bit of my chest, and then mostly in my biceps, both heads of the bicep. All right, so definitely gonna be using that one a lot more because how simple it is and how effective it is. All right, so that's it for the upper body stretches. All right, glad to be back, and you should be expecting more videos from me pretty soon. All right, y'all have a good day.